Hey guys, Grüße aus Deutschland, greetings from Germany. If I had known that Chantal was gonna make her daily overeating a vlog series and post on a daily basis now because she has to make up in quantity what she cannot provide in quality, I would have added this to the last video I just uploaded, but here we go. Chantal's latest is called Eating Bukhari Afghani Food in Kuwait Mukbang, roughly 22 and a half minutes long. And yeah, let's see how much of this we can stomach. And there she is on her gaming chair in the living room with some rags on her head. No disrespect to those that wear them in the purpose that they were intended.
Alright, I think I have it set up properly.
Mukbang table in place. 450 pounder sitting there, getting ready to put the troughs on the mukbang table.
Hi guys, welcome.
Hey.
I have today something very special. Bukhari.
A trough of fried rice and half-burned meat.
Food.
Okay.
Yum.
And again, it makes her happy, even though with the way she looked in that live stream walking around in the park at night because her husband doesn't want to be seen in public with her yesterday. If she had rewatched that live stream, maybe she would have chosen half of that portion. Looks like another family container that, of course, she's gonna down in this mukbang because she doesn't care about her life. She's trying to end it as fast as humanly possible. So let's go.
Bukhari with chicken on coal, and
On coal.
I gave Salah my leg.
Yeah, Salah just dropped off the food. Don't fool yourself, honey bun, sweetie pie.
And he gave me some meat. I just took a bit because I don't want a lot anyway.
That's not a lot at all. That is a family portion, my dear.
Okay. Let me just set this up here.
Yeah, we'll be back. The symptoms of malnutrition must be incredible at this point. So the liquid in that black bowl is some potato soup, so more starch, and then of course the fried rice, and she has bread in her hand. So she has completely forgotten about or doesn't care about having diabetes. And she said Bismilla again because why not? You know, another slap in the face of all Muslims that believe in modesty.
And dig in.
Yeah, dig in, shovel that food in your face, and see what you look like the next time we see you walking around.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna put some of the broth. Has beans in it
Potato broth onto the rice, dude.
as well. Beauty bite.
There's nothing beautiful about this. This is just pathetic at this point.
I haven't had Bukhari in a while.
Yeah, that's it. That's the animal we know her as. Just shove that food in your mouth. Hey, no offense if you prefer eating food with your fingers. But a 450 pounder that has announced that she's gonna go on a diet maybe shouldn't be doing it. And I know what she is currently in this moment shoving in her face is actually healthy, but the rest of the troughs on her table are not, you know? It's all, you gotta see it like, you know, the connection of it all, or of all these parts.
So For those of you who are unaware,
We out here, most of us are more aware than you are.
Bukhari is basically
Yeah, no, not interested. Because anybody can Google it. We don't have to watch a 450 pounder shove it down their gullet and speak with their mouth full. So I'm going to skip ahead. Intense look into the viewfinder. Of course, she doesn't know what the camera lens is. For the feeder that paid for this meal, apparently. I'm getting a feeling it's Salah, that he's a full blown. I mean, not just a romance scammer and lazy, and Goose Chuck posting again today those horrific screenshots of what he said to that girl online back in, was it December? Um, about, blatantly asking her about her income because he can't come up with any ways of making money. So he has the 450 pounder from Canada there. And yeah, it's just all pathetic at this point, and nothing is changing. There is no backbone to be detected in any of them. Not Amber, not Chantal, not Salah, Robot. Mm-mm.
well, it's anything but basic.
I'm gonna skip ahead. I'm so bored with her. I just got done with the Amber video. I'm just not into it. Eating raw onion, of course, good for her, but I wouldn't want to be in the same bedroom or apartment for that matter with her. But there's no danger of that happening because Salah has apparently moved out. Of course, she's enjoying herself because this is a food addict flaunting her overeating.
So Bukhari is a style of rice.
No, she's going on about it again. I'm going to skip ahead. She looks exhausted. But then again, going for a 5 minute walk with a high caloric beverage, like what was that, a coffee with lots of milk and sugar in it. So walking for 5 minutes, coming home, bringing home the spaghetti and meatballs, and then sleeping and then waking up, and this is probably the first thing she ate. I mean, no wonder she is exhausted. Her body at this point is probably thinking, what are we doing here? I'm not just made for one function, you know. And the CPAP marks on her
With
face.
delivery. Everything 5 kg, so 20 bucks.
You should be ashamed of yourself. You have nothing else to do. You could stand or sit, for that matter, in the kitchen and cook for yourself, you know. But it seems like her income is still too high. I give it a few more mukbangs and she's down to a level where she's gonna have to think about what she spends her money on.
Give or take, I think.
Literally nobody cares how much money you spend on food. Nobody.
Not bad. If you come to Kuwait, because some people think Kuwait is expensive, eat at local food chains.
You know what would make Kuwait a lot cheaper for you? If you actually watch what you're eating.
And it's much better.
I see Alan Roberts often commenting on this, that they are consuming way too much food. I mean, we're only seeing it like with tunnel vision. Like right now, we have Chantal in front of us, and in the previous video, it was Amber. But imagine the masses of food that they ingest every single day. It's true. They consume a lot. I mean, that's good for the economy, of course, the amounts that they spend on food. Um, but if you looked at what is going on like worldwide and Some people saying that we're running out of resources, which I don't believe. But if that was the case, then having all these super morbidly obese people that continuously eat throughout the day and night, that is, would become a problem.
And the food is so fresh.
Yeah, I'm glad. Now she's not even trying cutlery anymore. She's just eating with her hands, which again, I don't bash because a lot of cultures do that. And why not? And there are certain meals in Germany that we eat with our hands. But seeing her chubby sausage fingers so close to the camera, not so attractive.
I love it. Okay. So yeah, it's Afghani style rice, and it's
Now she's starting about it again, so we're skipping ahead even more. So all of what she said so far is repetitive. Again, she didn't think um, ahead of time about what she wanted to say in this mukbang. It is merely just, I'm pretty convinced at this point, it is merely just she eats all day and all night. She takes naps in between, and she films every one of her meals. And of course, there's snacking in between, like all the candy or whatever. But I don't think she has anything to say. I mean, that is not even to be mean or anything. It's just a matter of fact. And if your body is busy fighting so many infections and high blood pressure and diabetes and I don't know what else. I mean, the list goes on, then of course the mind cannot be sharp. And so how would she come up with things to say that are interesting for people out here? So all it is just her picking apart the different kinds of meat.
barbecue chicken on coal is like the best. It's so good.
No, everything's always the best, but then again, if it's drenched in what you guys put on your food, then yeah, that's what happens when the taste buds are shot.
Put that here.
Dumps the potato broth over the rice. That alone to me is challenging to watch.
Beans. Perfect. Now I can just dig in.
Yeah, dig in, shovel that food in, get bigger, satisfy your feeders and your scammer husband. I'm gonna skip ahead. She's really boring me to tears tonight. Now she's talking about Kuwait in comparison to Dubai. I have absolutely no interest in that because she never gets out. She doesn't even bother to learn language. And so, yeah, she's just, in my books right now, in my perception, she's just stuffing her face. And so that's nothing new. So I'm having problems with my attention.
More multicultural areas.
Maybe she reads that stuff on the internet to make herself sound like she's actually participating in life in Kuwait. Who knows? I'd have problems if this was a topic that actually interests me, but having it served by somebody that is so gluttonous and such a horrific human being makes it twice as hard.
And it's typically nestled among these other areas. You know, you have the old souk, old markets, Middle Eastern style, traditional areas. it's nestled among these areas that you find these little gem restaurants that serve food like this.
She probably doesn't get it, but there are other topics than just food. I'm gonna move ahead. Apparently, she's still talking about food in the area. You'd think with a greedy eater like that, dogs you can train when they're greedy eaters and they howl and bark at everybody around them. What is it called? Food aggression, I think. With her, she never stops looking greedy. It's almost like she wants to eat it as fast as she can, chew it as little as possible so that she doesn't waste the time that she could be using just cramming more and more down her esophagus. And she doesn't learn. I mean, dogs learn faster than her. I don't get the greedy eating style because there's nobody in the apartment. It's pretty clear now that Salah just drops off the troughs and leaves again.
I would say one thing that's different.
Or maybe even has it, orders it from his place. Pays it online and the delivery comes to her apartment. See, it never ends, day after day, several meals, eating like it's your last meal and they told you have 2 more minutes to finish the plate. It is unbelievable. And pays the price every time she tries to move. And her husband makes fun of her not having any stamina, and she doesn't mind. But then again, she went back to a husband that was clearly interested in cheating on her. And that alone, man, my mind is just going 100 miles an hour. Imagine, I always try to put myself into these people's shoes, right? So she's extremely grotesque looking. She is not attractive. And I'm not saying this because I'm not a lesbian. It's because, I can step back, besides my own preferences, I can look at her and I don't find her very attractive. And so physically not attractive, ugly from the inside out, can barely move anymore, has done things on the internet that were horrific with the cat and with the BBJ. I mean, oh my God. And so I got what she explained to us in Canada when she had problems with Nader. And, she slipped into that one. And then when there are drugs involved, I mean, people, check out anyway. And so she was not master of her senses. Plus, her hormones are all over the place. And so she ends up being in a pseudo relationship with a romance scammer from Syria in Kuwait. I mean, you gotta let all of that sink in. And the entire time, all she's interested in is fixing her audience reaction to what she is doing. But imagine what she is going through, what's actually going through her head, not what she's telling us. She's a troll. At this point, she does nothing but troll. Sorry about that. And but imagine, so she finds that it makes sense to come back from Canada after seeing what Salah wrote to Kai Bella. Not only did he want to cheat on Chantal, but the things he wrote is just disgusting. I mean, that makes it twice as bad, but she's desperate and she can only talk down to people if she's in a relationship herself. I guess that is the premise she operates on. And now look at her, getting more miserable with every day that goes by. Her portions are not getting smaller. And you can see that deep down inside, on some subconscious level, she's ashamed of what she presents on the internet. But what is she supposed to do? She can't all of a sudden start dancing, or the makeup vlogs didn't get her anywhere. And so she is stuck. And now imagine being stuck in a flesh mountain that barely wants to move around anymore. And a husband that is, I mean, you can say about Salah what you want, and I despise him, but physically he's attractive. I mean, universally attractive. I think we can, or most of us can agree on that. And so, how's she gonna hold him? Has no money, is physically unattractive. The personality is horrid. I don't know if he just doesn't understand English well enough to see what she's doing. Like when she's saying, "Hey, I'm gonna have to pay attention to my health," and then she just does one mukbang after another without any explanation. Not sure about that, but hey, it cannot be easy to be her, or it cannot be easy being her. And yet I can't feel sorry for her.
About dining out here.
It's all about food.
It's the gender separation. So like some restaurants are for males only, unless it's a family restaurant they call it. In which case, if you're with a woman or family, they have partitions or little rooms for families. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. I watched that video, and the way she squeezed behind that table was a joke.
You might think, oh my god, I would never want to be. Some people have seen say that. I wouldn't want to be hidden away.
Dude, you just last night took a 5-minute walk with your husband in the middle of the night, in the dark, because he doesn't want to be seen with you. Now you're talking about you wouldn't want to be hidden away. He has locked you into an apartment that either you don't want to get out of or you can't get out of. But all we see you do is stuff your face. And yesterday something happened during that walk. I wasn't sure at the time, but thinking about it later on, when I was taking a walk during the day in the sunlight, I realized something must have happened. They must have had an argument or something. Or maybe she said, let's get spaghetti on the way home because I'm starving. And he started some shit with her. I don't know. But yeah, something happened. But she's not happy. That's pretty clear. And if you are an addict, it's hard enough as it is. And then you have problems with your partner, and you're trying to keep up a certain appearance because you hate certain reaction channels, and you're really trying to show them this time, and all you do is keep digging that grave. I mean, I wouldn't want to trade with her, not for 5 minutes. Yeah, shovel, shovel, shovel. I'm gonna skip ahead. Oh, she remembered the camera is on her.
When you go to a restaurant, like I do this at least, I look for like the most private table.
No, you don't. You have Salah walk in front of you and he chooses. What are you talking about?
To be away from people.
Okay, that I buy, but that is probably why you're eating mukbangs every single day at home in your living room on a gamer chair. And shovel, 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 nothing to say. Look at how she's raking the rice around. Is she aware of the fact that every time you put a piece of cutlery in your mouth, it has saliva on it? And that even if she doesn't finish the whole portion, imagine she comes back to it in like an hour or two, that her saliva is like evenly spread across that rice. Ew. Ew.
So I love it. But to each their own, you know.
She keeps
Not everyone is the
going.
same. Imagine we were all the same. Just think about that.
That would be boring, but the ones that stick out like sore thumbs, like you and Amber, and other people that cannot find anything useful to contribute to society, it's a shame, you know?
What a boring world. No thanks. That's why God created us all different. Like, think about it. None of us have the same DNA. Unless you're a twin. But
We are so close, though. So close.
none.
Hey, guys, have you seen Heather Shaw? That just hit me. Have you seen Heather Shaw? That looks almost exactly like Jim Carrey. Holy smokes. And in the city that I live in Germany, there's a guy that seems to have a lot of the genes of Robert De Niro. Like the way his hair is growing in the back of his head. I'm a Robert De Niro fan, just saying. And I was riding the bus every day, and that guy was there. He's an older guy. I mean, not as old as Robert De Niro. But every time I had to tell myself, no, don't tell him he looks like Robert De Niro. But it's amazing, and he's in Germany, and Robert De Niro's in the States, and it's yeah.
you're literally unique in how you're made up.
Yeah, you are definitely unique. You made sure you and Amber both put a lot of time and effort and energy into shoveling food every single day, most of the day or most of your waking hours, to look very unique, very unique.
I know that might make you laugh and think, oh my god, what a cheesy, corny comment. But like, it fascinates me when you really think of it. And I have a lot of these existential moments.
Sure you do. Sure, Jan.
But yeah, I'm done.
Please remove the rice from my side, because all I can think of is their saliva evenly spread and raked through that through that container of rice. Ew.
Look at the leftover rice. One more bite.
Ew. Okay, I'm done with her. Another 30 minutes down the drain. Okay, but a little public announcement for those of you that have stuck around this long. Um, I've been talking about putting additional content on my channel because Chantal and Amber are just going directly towards that wall. I mean, they're speeding towards the incinerator. And so I'm a bit bored with them. I mean, I'm still gonna watch them. I'm still gonna react, but I'm bored. You know what? How can you give different commentary when the actions never change, or what you look at never changes? And so I've told you guys like months ago already, I'm gonna add more additional content to my channel, and I'm gonna do that. But the reason, and this is why I'm saying this, the reason why I haven't done it is because there's so much going on in my private life. I have limited time available to me, that I would like to be online, because there's so much going on in my real life. And so when I see, okay, so Amber or Chantal have posted, of course I'm gonna do that first. I don't want to disappoint you guys that are counting on it, because I know some of you don't watch Chantal and Amber on their channel, but they're waiting for me to react. And so I do that first, but then my time online is over, and I have to go back to dealing with real life. And so I'm going to say this here because then it's almost like a promise. The additional content will come. I will put that higher up on my priority list, and if need be, even cancel appointments or whatever to make this happen, because I would like for this to be fun for you guys and for myself, and just sitting here trying to crawl through this bullshit content is just no more fun. And so please know that I'm going to put more effort into making the time to put additional content on my channel, because I am kind of done with Amber and Chantal, but let's be real, we're still gonna watch them until they croak, right? Or until, I don't know. I mean, the way it looks now, that's probably what's gonna happen. But I will work on that, and I already know what it is, but I want for it to be a surprise. And see, the thing is also, I'm gonna have to record a reaction with that, with that new content, and then I have to put it up before I actually upload it, and I have to wait what YouTube says. If YouTube says a copyright infringement or whatever, then I'm not gonna put it up. But in that case, I would let you know. I just wanted to make this announcement so that you know I haven't lost sight of it. I didn't just say it and will never do it. And the reason why I even say this is because we're dealing with people like Chantal and Amber who frequently say things they're gonna do and never do them. I'm not that kind of person. With me, it's only a little bit delayed because I have a lot going on in my private life currently. And so, yeah. All right. Thank you for crawling through another mukbang with me. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.